BAP. Come on, everybody. It's a lazy BAP.
It's a lazy BAP. Lazy BAP. We forgot to record. It's a lazy BAP.
That's it. That's the jingle.
That's what you're getting.
Hello, and welcome to BAP, the Biased Anime Podcast, with your hosts, Guy and Jaka.
Hello.
It's no head-to-head this week, month, year. How often do we send these out?
It's once a month usually, and you'd think that'd be enough time to do a recording and upload it.
We've been lazy.
Is it lazy if your co-host and creator of this podcast just decides they don't want to choose a category because they're sick of losing?
I literally resorted to a wheel, y'all. I put categories on a wheel just because I couldn't. Okay, look, this new job has just like my brain completely fried after work, and I don't want to make any decisions because deciding takes brain power, right? So I let the decision making to a wheel. We put everything on a wheel, and we chose something we'll introduce at the later end of this episode.
Did technically we choose? The wheel chose.
The wheel chose.
I had no say
the
in
wheel.
this. I actually put two things on the wheel, and they were both denied once they were picked.
It was literally the wheel chose both of them.
It's almost like it was telling you to pick a goddamn category.
I mean, okay, all right.
Well,
fine.
I mean, this is obviously you've got a new job.
Yes.
You're learning a lot of new things, and you're
So
having
many
to use your
things.
brain so much more.
Oh yeah, I can't rely. Okay, so I'm like kind of a designer for like financial reports, and like I used to rely on a GUI, and I could just click and drag things, and it was done. But now it's all text based, and I gotta flex that part of my brain again.
Which is, it hasn't been a while. You've done it before. It's just this is a lot more, and you're enjoying it though. You're having fun with it.
Oh, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I like the job. I like the people. I like what I'm doing. I like doing more work. And it's just, it's like I said, it has actually been a while since I've done coding like this before. Like literally, it was my last job, and that was over 7 years ago. I gotta flex that part of my brain again. Anyway, those are our excuses, and that's what we're sticking to for why we're not doing a head-to-head this week. So tell us, Jacko, what are we doing this week?
So we thought we would talk about some animes that have finished up. That's specifically Shangri-La and Solo Leveling season 2s. We're going to talk about those and what we felt about them.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to talk a little bit about the anime awards for Crunchyroll, some categories in that, and maybe some questionable choices by the Crunchyroll committee.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were just going to round up, like last time, with our lazy bit, what we've been watching and what we're looking forward to and what's coming out soon. And by soon, it could be by next year with some of these things.
Right.
We will have a head-to-head again, as we said, next time. And we're going to try, and I use the word try there, with with hope and wonder that we will get some pre-recorded as well, so we will get ahead of this thing. So we're going to talk about, as we said, we're going to talk about Shangri-La Frontier Season 2. What did you think?
Oh, yeah. We finished it. Oh, my gosh. Too much of a cliffhanger. I want more.
Yeah, that was I'm not going to lie, maybe it's because Solo Leveling was out at the same time.
Oh, yeah. We compared everything to Solo Leveling.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I'm sure, aren't happy that we did that. But, I mean, it's kind of like when people compare Dragon Ball and One Piece. Two great shows in their own rights. It's just apples and pears. You know, some people like them, some people don't. People are going to find things, especially when a show gets up to a level of, what would you call it, a hype. People are going to start to look for things to talk bad about it, to be the, you know.
But at that point, you're just nitpicking, honestly. Like, yeah.
Well, some people like to be controversial. You know, that's just the thing as well.
But when you're looking for stuff to be mad about, when it's not slapping you in the face actively, like really bad CGI, like.
Yeah. Well, you forget, though, people who've read the novels. You know, some people who've read the novels, I understand. You know, it's like people who read the books for Lord of the Rings don't like some of the movie stuff. If you've got an image in your head already of what the story's going to be, and a director changes it for flow or, you know, artistic value or something. You can see why some people get a bit mad sometimes.
Yeah, but it's also bringing more people into the fold. You got to be excited about something. Bring people into the fandom. Come on.
It always reminds me of that Stewie Griffin bit.
What is this? There's something wrong with the house. I don't like change.
But now the Solo Leveler then we will talk about after this, because I really want to get into what the hell was going on with Shangri-La's pacing near the end there.
Honestly, I feel like it was trying to wrap up like a little bit of something, but the last half of the season felt like a setup.
And maybe because they know the third season's coming. I can't remember the exact date, but it seems odd to end it where they did. They had two massive stories going on at the same time.
So would you call this really an end of a season 2 or like a midpoint
This feels like a
of
part
season
1.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 2, part 1, this feels like.
Because they've got like a whole game competition that they need to go through, as well as defeating one of the legendary monsters. Like,
yeah, I mean, he just fought the Leviathan. Do you remember the big whale Pokemon-looking creature who's on fire?
Yeah.
The Night King or whatever. Like, he fought that, and that was like a huge moment. But it didn't feel like a massive like Weatherman fight. It was more like a mid boss, if you will. Like,
Weatherman.
all I'm thinking about is Digimon and Pokemon because of the look of this thing. It looked like the Pokemon from I think, is it Diamond and Pearl, the one that sits in the water or something? Or is it Ruby and
Wailord?
Yeah, no, the big blue one that fights the red one, Team Aqua fight. And it's just like sitting there like, jump in the water, bitch. Like,
what are you?
I only remember the old Pokemons more, but I do know there is a giant. Yeah, that one, that bloody blue. Tell me that doesn't look the exact same, but on fire. They might get done for copyright by Nintendo. You know how strict they are.
I feel like he only fought that one just because it was like they needed a fight before the end of the half season.
Oh, that's my point. It's a mid boss. It wasn't like the last boss. They even teased one of the pillar bosses when he was running up the tower.
Yeah, it's just like he like waved at her as he was like running up.
You got a timeline they've got to stick to. So they've got 7 days to get all this done.
I think they've got 5 days left after this.
If you remember the last lazy BAP we did, we actually talked about, is it going to be like a day an episode? And no, it wasn't. They just went, we're not going to finish this until season 3. We're like,
we're just going to leave you on a cliffhanger. We've got a little bit of setup. And we've also thrown in a wrench because the guy that wants to fight is not able to fight because this is just an exhibition match. He actually needs to go to an actual competition for his sponsor.
Which makes, that seemed like that didn't need to happen.
Just a little bit more drama, just sprinkled on top.
So many stories going on. It's suffering from Spider-Man 3 syndrome, too many villains at this point. There's too many stories going on. A lot of people start to get, they lose their brain capacity after a bit when you're watching anime and you start just going, just fight something, just do something.
I think you're talking about yourself.
I rewatched Slime recently and I'm just getting mad by talking again.
It turns from fighting to politics, but it's world building. That's why I like it.
Somehow we always end up talking about Slime. But what would you say as a whole season then, from season 1 to season 2?
It's hard to have a follow up after the Weatherman fight.
That is true. That was I would say it's the peak of this anime so far.
So far, yeah. Not to say that the Lycagon fight was bad, but it just didn't quite live up to the hype. But also because, spoilers, it wasn't actually Lycagon.
Yeah, I suppose spoilers would be. I think we should have said at the start. But
honestly, I think that should be part of our intro song.
If we spoil everything.
We will be spoiling all of the anime that is out right now, so you better keep up.
I wouldn't say it's just that fight though. I truly believe the first season, the pacing was more entertaining because you were with him running through, leveling up, learning. Mm-hmm. And already in season 2, now he's level 99 plus, and he's and it seemed like we've rushed through the story, even though Shangri-La is supposed to be a huge game with millions of hours to play and all this story. We just kind of like flown through him, and now he's like an OP guy because he fought the top storyline, and he fought the robot. Wait, we keep changing the name of this thing.
I keep saying Weathermon. It's always been Weathermon.
But after that fight, everything since has not reached the same. Like even the fight on the boat with the fish people,
Yeah.
and then going to this underwater Leviathan stage where everything's upside down.
Well, I feel like it's all a lot of setup, right? Because I feel like the Weathermon fight, like there were several episodes of build up, and the fight itself took a couple episodes, but it was a climax in the story. Whereas right now we're in between story beats right now, so every other fight just feels lackluster because it is.
I mean, which was this also the same one with the crystals, season 2? The scorpion crystals? Was that this season or last season?
I think it was this season. Yeah, because that's where he got his gloves, like his gauntlets. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot happen in this season.
Mm-hmm. Again, I feel like it's set up because Carnet of the Abyss is going to be a huge fight. Like
But the switch to different games has kind of made this feel like, obviously, it's called Shangri-La Frontier, so you'd think it'd be more about that game, which I mean, it spends most of its time in there. But we've gone to a robot game. We've gone to a fighting game now. Which, by the way, Tim from Game Club, if there's a fighting game in this, I want to show you those scenes. I think you'll enjoy that. But just because it's like more out of game experience. Like, say if you take your other game animes, like I don't know, Sword Art Online or Dot Hack, all those type of games where you spend most of the time in the game world. Like, yeah, obviously because some of them are stuck in there, but
right.
Like, they're more in game. Every time we go outside, unless it's in a game or like a different game, the animation kind of takes a nosedive. Like pretty.
You know where they're putting the budget
hard.
though. That Weathermon fight was amazing. Like they're actually putting it towards the fights. Yeah.
And is this energy drink stuff? What's that?
It's product placement. I'm
but what,
sure
is it real
it actually
product?
exists.
I've never seen this thing.
I'm pretty sure it actually exists at this point.
I just don't get the pacing. It seems like they're trying to do too much. It's almost like they weren't sure if they were going to get a season 3. Now again, it could be like the books. I haven't read the novels, so
yeah. I mean, I kind of agree. Like, I feel like the Carnet of the Abyss could have been like its own like main story point. Where right now we just feel like we're in an OVA with the rest of the storyline happening. So I wonder if they'll actually separate it for season 2, like season 3. Whatever they're going to do with it. Like, I feel like they could separate the storylines. Like, right now could be a good place to split them. Because right now we're just existing in a place where they've been set up.
See, I thought we would get to like with the time limit on the fight with the Leviathan in under the water in Shangri-La. I thought that was going to be the main focus. But then we've got a time limit on this fight with the people who've got to go to an exhibition match as well. And I'm like, they seem to be doing a lot of drama or a lot of like.
You know what I bet? I'm calling it now. The exhibition match is going to be a movie. That's going to be a spin-off movie. Yep.
I've not heard anything about a movie coming out there.
I'm betting.
I mean, season 3's been announced, but nothing about a movie.
I'm betting.
All right. Well, we'll take that bet. Well, let's move things along. What would you say out of 10, though, say, for season 2, Shangri-La?
It's a lot of setup. It's good. The pacing's not great. Fights are pretty good. The Blycagon fight was fun. That lasted over like 2 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. So comparing it to the first season, though, not quite as good. It's out of 10.
Yeah.
Out of 10. If it's one of my favorite shows. So I would say.
Do you need a wheel?
One's probably an 8. No. I'd say season 1's probably an 8. If I would give season 1 an 8, I would give season 2 a 7.
That's what I was thinking. I'd say season 1, 9 to 8. Season 2, 7. A good 7, just not. There's a lot more in it, so it kind of brings it down a bit. If it was focused on one story, maybe a bit, it would have gone higher. But
yeah, just because it bounces around.
Let's go from the insanity of the storyline of Shangri-La to, let's see, what would you say, the peak of anime for us? Obviously not everyone, but just for you and me. Solo Leveling season 2.
Season 2, I have thoroughly enjoyed the entire story that has happened so far. Season 1 flowed so seamlessly into season 2 for me that I feel they're both on the same pedestal, honestly. I really enjoyed the action. I really enjoyed the story progression. I really enjoyed the character progression. Just because I love an overpowered character, and I love watching the world react to an overpowered character. And I get that in this season because people are starting to realize how powerful he is. I am so excited, and all of the fights I've watched several times over just because they're so well choreographed, they're so well animated. I'm so hyped. I can't get over it. It's so good.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. The impact frames, but I mean, let's talk about pacing. I mean, multiple arcs happen during Solo Leveling, and they flow really well. The Demon King Monarch, like that storyline of going through the tower to the top floor.
So some people's favorite character was glossed over during that arc.
Yeah. Then going
I'm sure
into
she comes back.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've seen some TikTok clips of the books. She does come back.
Okay, good.
But the you've got the arc with the Korean and Japanese fighters meeting, and then of course the Ant arc on the island.
And the arc of him healing his mom.
Oh, his mom. Yeah, we forgot about that as well. And then we've also got just him meeting the new Ant King, fighting and all that chaos, and then the setup at the end as well for what's going to happen.
Arise.
It was a brilliant arc. It was the fights were. Would you say as good as season 1?
I would say the fight with the Ant King was the best part of this season. It's like the Demon King arcs. The Demon King arcs weren't great for the fights. Like they ended pretty well, but not as well as the end of the Ant King.
Would you say though, because that was build up, like you said, like for almost like Shangri-La, it was building up. Like he's already powerful, and the best thing I think about season 2 is we get to see his shadows fight more. Like the ice fight at the start with the when he gets iron, the ice elves. That was insane. That was, and the way he came out of nowhere, and then they kind of told the story during the fight of how he got him. Let's not forget all that, because that all happened this season. It felt long because we had to wait each week, and the week dragged. And I think everyone on the internet was so mad with those feet walking at in the end credits that everyone was like, cliffhanger.
Those memes were great. Those were great.
I did hear a lot of people weren't too happy with the end episode. Like, it was good. Like, they loved the fight and all that, but they felt like...
I mean, he resurrected a human to help heal somebody.
Oh, no, that's all, like, from... People love that. I mean, the last few, like the setups, if you will, people kind of like... I was expecting more of like a hit kind of thing. Like be a bit more impactful, if that makes sense.
Like with the introduction of the new characters?
Yeah, because they're, like, huge characters in the books, apparently.
Oh, I mean, they're just introducing them. Just like, here's a preview of what you're gonna get next.
I think it's because I don't know if they felt like it was too almost like they showed them off too much instead of like having them like hidden. Like I mean, it's true. Like it would have been cool if they were just like backlit characters with the colors of their eyes different to show that they're powerful beings, and just the voiceovers. Because that would have made people go, oh, who is this kind of thing? And then show his dad waiting, looking at him. But I understand why they did it, because it probably is just saying, hey, we are going to this arc next, or the art director's like, we haven't changed the characters, stop yelling at us. Because they could have gone that way. But season 1, season 2 then? Season 1, would you say a 10 or 9? What would you give it?
It's hard for me to give something a 10, honestly. I would say solid 9. For me, honestly, on season 1, because the introduction of the characters, the setup of the world, and the main character's struggle, not only like with himself, but grasping the severity of the situation that he's in. It felt like it was almost on a Sword Art Online season 1 kind of feeling of desperation. It's been a while since I've seen that and experienced that level of emotion from a character. Yeah, solid 9. Maybe 9.5. Solid. I would say a solid 9 for season 1. Season 2 just continues the story. Again, it gets into my favorite trope of the world reacting to a powerful character. And the fights I was so hyped for. Like, I was shaking in my seat. I was excited. I was literally on the edge of my seat watching through that antlion fight.
What would you give it out of 10 then? Season 2?
I'd continue it. Honestly, I feel like season 1 and season 2 are on par with each other. I'd put them on the same pedestal. I'll give it a solid 9.
Yeah, I'd say 9s. I mean, I'd love to give it a 10, but with some of the pacing, some of the character like changes, a lot of people, I can understand why people weren't. I mean, I think a lot of companies may have given it 10s. The animation is, I'd say, 10 straight up. like the fights themselves. I mean, if you were to give them individual scenes out of scores, you could get to tens. But
Yeah.
as a whole, 9-9. Yeah, that makes sense to me as well.
Yeah.
9-9. Sorry, Brooklyn. So overall, for two massive animes come to an end, and we're like, oh, that's sad. Like, because I mean, we're waiting weekly for shows, and now we're just like, okay.
So what are we watching now?
Well, I was thinking before we get onto what we're watching and what we're looking forward to, Crunchyroll doing the Anime Awards.
Oh yeah. All right.
So I just thought we'd just hit a few topics, talk about them. Anime of the year, first category.
Yep. What'd you vote for?
They've got 6 to choose from, and there's 6 good ones on here. Actually, I'm gonna say that there's actually 5 good ones on here and 1 that's okay. So Dan, we both like that. Kaiju number 8, one of my favorites. Delicious in Dungeon, we never finished it.
No, we haven't. I heard it keeps getting crazier, so I would like to get back to it, but the lady turned into a like half dragon. It was weird.
She would look more like a chicken, to be honest.
Yeah.
Free
We got to get back to it though. Yep, Free Run.
And then the Apothecary Diaries, which I've not watched yet, but you've talked about us watching that.
It's pretty good.
Now, I would pick Solo Leveling, but I think you would pick Free Run.
Yes? I picked Free Run. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We were battling each other in this anime.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I love Solo Leveling and the character progression in that, but Free Run makes me feel things. Like, I get so sad. Oh, I love Free Run so much.
I don't think we watched any of the film of the years.
Oh,
anime film of the year, because it's
Haikyuu.
Not basketball. That's what would you call that again? Volleyball. That's the
volleyball.
So Volleyball, My Hero, something called Look Back, Spy Family, X-Family, which we've not even watched the full seasons yet, so I doubt we've watched the movie. Mononoke, which I thought was Princess Mononoke for a while, and then I was like, oh no, that's a whole different movie. And The Colors Within, which apparently is supposed to be really good.
Ooh, nice.
I think from this list, I wouldn't be surprised if the volleyball one doesn't win, because I know that's got a big fan group behind it.
I have been a pretty big fan of My Hero, so I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen this. I think I've seen some clips online. I do plan to watch it at least.
It has been a lot of My Hero films, though. It's almost like the Naruto and One Piece and Bleach. They have a film come out every few seasons of like, it's either a arc film where they round up the series so you can watch that instead of watching all the series.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure what your next was going to be. So if it's just a good standalone, yeah, again, the market's been a little saturated with My Hero, so I wanted to step back for a little bit. But yeah, no, I mean, it's probably a good reason it's on the film of the year list here.
So continuing seasons, we'll skip that one because it's One Piece, clearly. New seasons, I would say I picked Solo Leveling. I'm sure you picked Frieren for this.
I did.
Yep, I can guess yours. Original anime. So I don't think we watched any of these.
No.
So we should use that to look up though some of these later on.
Oh, for sure.
Again, anyone can look at these categories on the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. You can actually still look at them. You can't vote anymore because the voting has closed. But if you want to go see them before the thing, you can see. It's a great place to check out new anime, to be honest. Best animation, though. Did you pick Frieren for that as well?
I did not. And I'll say it's because of the story that I really enjoyed Frieren. I think I put Solo Leveling specifically for the choreography.
Yeah, I think I picked it for the fight because I don't know if the Ant King was in this, so I based it on. Do you remember when he's getting beaten in the double dungeon, like fighting those big monoliths? Like that was just so cool. I loved that scene.
Oh yeah.
Best character design though, I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't pick Frieren or Dandan. I picked Kaiju for this.
I think I also picked Kaiju number 8 just because like Frieren feels like it's kind of like generic like heroes and like elves and dwarves. I mean, it felt very generic, which is fine because it kind of fits the story, right? Because it's the story after the story.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, I couldn't really. I mean, it's like unless you're like counting their eyes specifically, like it's like it's not character design. Like they're of course yes they're unique, but it almost feels like it's a unique character syndrome. Like point out the main character. You can all of the ones that you can see that are like highly stylized are definitely the ones that are going to be in the story more. It It did suffer from that. Kaiju number 8, though.
I mean, it does kind of suffer from main character syndrome a little bit. Like the girl with the pigtails, like then you've got the old guy, the young guy, the guy with the ninja swords.
The main character is a guy in his 30s who turns into a kaiju. Like, come on.
Can we ask us? He's in his 30s and he's treated as the oldest man in the world.
I know.
Why is this so mean to 30-year-olds?
Right.
I can feel myself grow grey hair.
You've had them for a while. You've had them for a while. You've had them for a while.
Editor Pete here, just jumping in. I didn't hear this burn when we recorded, but my God, that was so mean.
A couple of the categories, we can just quickly run through. I mean, best romance, didn't really watch any of these to my know of. I didn't know if you did. I didn't even know Scott Pilgrim had a category in this, but Scott Pilgrim popped up in best romance.
I didn't either.
Best comedy, there's 2 in here. We watched, obviously, Mashal.
Oh, yep.
And my dear friend Nokatan. I picked Mashal because it's funnier and Nokatan scares me a little bit. So I didn't pick the dear one. Best action, I picked Solo Leveling, yeah.
Yeah. I was close with Kaiju number 8. Demon Slayer, though, I gotta say, this latest season, the fights are pretty good, too. Windbreaker was fun. It's not the same level, but the choreography in Windbreaker is really good, too.
If we're talking, we're voting, and we hold everything to Solo Leveling standard, I think we have to vote for Solo Leveling, right?
You might be right. But again, you've not seen the Demon Slayer latest arc.
Best Isekai. Did you go Shangri-La on this?
I chose it just because it was on the list, though I don't agree with it being an Isekai.
Yeah, I mean, because of that, I picked Slime because it is an Isekai. I mean, we've argued this before, like what's considered Isekai and what isn't, but apparently it's being transported to another world, and it does include game into it, though.
Right, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to die. The word Isekai just means another world. So technically,
we should really nail down how, like, because obviously if these are included, we need to change our Isekai list. Best drama, I'm guessing you picked Frieren for that.
I do need to watch ReZero, though. Best drama, yes, of course. Everything else just kind of pales in comparison for me. I love the story so much. I get so emotional. It's so good.
Slice of Life. I don't think we watched any of those except for Nokatan. Best main character. All right, you got Frieren, Kafka, Momo, Okutan, Momao, and Sung Jinwoo. And that's Frieren, Kaiju number 8, Dandadan, Apothecary Diaries, and Solo Leveling. Surprised to see 2 Dandadans on the list.
Yeah, well, they're actually like good. Like they're both good main characters. I think they play really well off of each other, and I feel like they're both as focused on as the other.
Who did you pick then? I'm guessing Frieren.
Of course.
Of course. And I picked, ironically, Sung Jinwoo. So we are cancelling each other's votes. Basically, everybody won.
We're a pair.
The last category we'll talk about here, just because I think all the other categories are just kind of ones I don't even think I looked at them properly. I just was like, the one I watched. Yeah. So best supporting character.
I think I chose Fern. I don't know.
From Frieren.
Yeah, from Frieren. I honestly, again, Apothecary Diaries, haven't watched too much of it. And again, just the side characters just feel like nobody really stands out.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Himmel was pretty fun.
He's not in it very much, though. Like, he is a supporting character to Frieren, and, he exists in memory. But, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I felt like Fern was more, I've been enjoying her character growth.
Okay. Well, again, I know you're looking forward to a new Frieren. I do believe there is a mini episodes of Frieren have come out. So you might have to. I saw something about that while I was scrolling the news. So you might want to look up that if you want to watch some more Frieren in your life.
I do.
Okay, so that's the Anime Awards. Obviously, we won't go through it all. I would like to maybe do a live show if we can watch it, or do a reaction show to when they all come out and see who wins the vote. Okay, so going through all that, Anime Awards, I'm happy with some of those votes. Again, we have just literally should have just not voted. We took each other off. We voted against each other most of the time.
I helped Frieren win.
I wouldn't be surprised if free wins. I've seen a lot of people vote like free win. I mean, a lot of people like Solo Leveling, but I believe yours is like considered
Why?
almost Ghibli style.
Kinda. I don't know. It feels more in tune with character. It feels more in tune with emotion rather than just specifically action. But it's got some good action.
Yeah, they don't skimp on the action, should we say?
No.
Here's a message from our friends over at Casting Views.
Fancy taking a humorous trip down a random topic each week? You do? Well, you're in luck. Casting Views, presented by me, Dan, and a host of guests, bring you just that. With topics from the world of entertainment, science, sport, and everyday life, there's bound to be a topic that's going to inform and amuse. Catch Casting Views every Sunday on all listening platforms now.
So what we've been watching then? Do you want to talk about yours first? The Wand and Sword.
Sure. Yeah, we started off watching Wisteria Wand and Sword, and honestly, it was kind of it felt like it was like a sleeper. I didn't hear anybody say anything about it. I haven't seen anything about it online. I've only seen like maybe a single TikTok short of something that happened in it.
That's how we get
But,
most
like-
of our anime.
Honestly, yeah. Or just, scrolling through Crunchyroll and just seeing what pops out and just choosing. The animations really struck me. Like it was so surprisingly well animated. And I was looking for like the signs of like a cheap anime, like side mouth like speaking, and there's like they go pretty hard on the animation on this one. Like the spell casting is pretty solid. The choreography is pretty good. Sometimes it's like way too like what's the word? It's almost as if they've inserted more frames than they need to in certain spaces, so it's just really smooth animation for some reason. Like they animated too much. And the story is a little bit predictable, but it's basically like Mashal, but more serious.
That's how you did tell me to watch it. It was Mashal. It's just Mashal,
Yeah.
but different.
It's a swordsman in a world where everybody else uses magic, and he's trying to be the best and of the best. But honestly, it's been good so far. One of my favorite parts of it though is kind of like a nostalgia hit because the main character wears goggles when he gets serious.
The old Ash Ketchum turning the hat around.
Oh yeah, or Ty from Digimon.
Oh my
He's
God.
just always got the goggles on. Yeah.
Okay, so yep, that's Wisteria. So we've also watched the Unaware Workshop Master. I'm just going to call it what it is.
The Unaware Atelier
I
Meister.
refuse to go French. Anyway, so we watched, I think, is it 1 or 2 episodes of this we watched?
Just a handful of episodes, but it's really got me intrigued. So he's basically how would you describe it? He's like a workshop guy.
He's not what we'd call like super OP, as in like because he has people who are stronger than him in his party when he leaves, and he's got to find a job. But he's incredibly good at other stuff. Like he can do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He can dig really well. Everything he makes is super high made. He can build a house in a day, but he's just not very good at fighting.
Yeah, he's got like F rank in all of the fighting skills, but yet somehow he can like build a house in a day, and he can. What was it? He built a third of the
city defense walls.
The city's defense wall in like less than a week, and infused it all with magic because he thought it was assumed.
So it's basically the ultimate support character, basically.
Yeah.
Like when everyone.
I know we're gonna see that wall again later.
Yeah, everyone else is fighting monsters and like getting their levels. This guy's the one who's like fishing and cooking food and like mining for you, like in a Minecraft town. He's the one who's getting all the stuff while everyone else is exploring.
Mm-hmm.
This is your OP
like
guy who just stays at home and fixes everything. And it's just the world reacting to him now. We've only got 2 episodes in. There are more, but it's what we've caught up on. Seemed very good. I mean, a little not what you call high level animation, but they've got some side mouth in it.
Yeah.
But definitely
it's
worth
not
a watch.
Serious at all either.
Third one we watched because we obviously been a bit behind on the anime since we've been kind of like in a sad spell since Solo Leveling and Shangri-La finished. Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman.
Pretty wholesome.
Yeah, seems like one that's going to drive you insane, though.
Well, okay, so it's gonna drive me insane, first of all, because it's a really overpowered character who has no idea how strong he actually is. And I just want people to have self-esteem. He keeps talking himself down, and it just makes me mad that he's talking himself down. He doesn't think he's good at all, and yet he's trained literally some of the most powerful people that exist in the world.
I think he's trained everyone who's the most
Yeah.
powerful one. He thinks they've all gained their power afterwards, and he just showed them the basics.
No, it's just because he's a phenomenal teacher.
He is very good at the basics though. So while everyone else has like gone on and to learn like super powerful moves, it's not that he's super powerful. It's just he's done it every day of his life forever. Like, and again, he's an old guy as well, so everyone mocks him for being old. He's got that tuft of grey hair. His parents are trying to make him have grandkids and move out the house.
Yeah. I'm trying to Google how old is the main character in here?
I mean, I want to get if it's in the Japanese world of old, he's like 30 apparently.
It says he's a middle-aged man.
Oh, he could be 32.
Where I want to note. Oh, it doesn't actually say. It just says he's middle-aged.
Middle-aged.
Apparently, the anime did him good because in the manga,
he's a lot older.
He looks like wizened almost.
I heard that as well. I was like, oh my god, the poor guy. They knew this anime wouldn't do well if they made him exactly the same. Okay then, so that's what we've watched so far. Obviously, not as much as last time because we've been kind of like on an anime lull, if you will. But some good ones coming out and have come out, which we just haven't caught up on. Obviously, Lazarus. We're going to start that soon.
Yes.
Which is the
that's this Cowboy Bebop folks.
Mm-hmm. Which again, apparently people have been comparing the two, and the director says they're not the same. So if you're comparing the two to each other, it's like apples and pears. Like take it for what it is. It's a new show. And he says, just try and enjoy it, for God's sake.
What's odd is that it's on HBO, of all things.
I mean, with Netflix and Disney buying more anime, I can understand other ones trying to get into it.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Some other shows that are already out, we haven't actually caught up on. I'm a maybe a guild receptionist, but Solo. We've not watched that. Apparently, it's really good. I think you'll enjoy it. It's like not isekai, but super OP one who the world finds out.
I want to note that you didn't say the entire name of the show.
It's so long.
You got tired halfway through.
It's called the Lazy BAP episode. No, I'm going to finish everything. But again, I think you'll like that one. OP person. Nice. Slowly people find out that she's super OP, but she doesn't want to actually be OP. She just wants to clock out on time. Brilliant healer's new life in the shadows. This is a new one. I think 3 episodes out so far.
Nice. Okay. So there've been several healer shows that have been coming out. I was a little bit disappointed by the wrong way to use healing magic.
Yeah, that was a bit odd.
This one will be fun. Yeah, I read through the manga a little bit, but anyway.
You're going to see a theme in the next few animes, and you probably have seen a theme lately. Banished as useless. It's the start of. I'm like, that seems to be the start to every goddamn anime lately. Zenos, a self-taught healer from the slums, turns despair into defiance and opens a secret clinic in the city shadows. Basically, OP person who's considered useless.
Wait, we've had several isekai do that too.
Yep,
where
that's what I'm talking about.
They opening up a clinic.
Yep,
all right,
it's the new thing.
I think that's a societal.
I don't think it's going to be up there with like this is what I'd call C tier. We're going to watch it just because it's there, and we've run out of things to watch.
Sure.
Kaiju number 8, season 2's coming out. Looking forward to that. I believe I heard end of the year, but that could have been pushed.
I need it.
Fire Force. I want you to watch season 1 and 2. We haven't done that yet because season 3's coming out. I believe you'll enjoy it. I know you've not really seen into it, but it's incredibly well animated.
Nice.
Some of the characters a little grating. Does almost get to your anime version of that electric guy. I forget his names. I hate him so much. But
talking about Demon Slayer?
Yeah, that one.
Are you talking about Black Clover? Or are you talking about...
It gets to that level. But it's really good fight scenes. I think you'll enjoy it.
Nice, all right.
The beginning after the end. I've seen a lot of people talk about that. I don't know if you've seen that yourself.
No, not heard anything about it yet.
It's a new one. I believe it's out now, so we can watch it. I believe it's another type person who was kicked out becomes powerful.
Oh gosh. Gotcha. He was actually the staple. He was the reason that the group was powerful, but nobody recognized his potential.
I'm not 100% on that one.
Yeah.
I'll need to check out. I've only heard about this one recently myself, so I want to look into that. Guilty Gear has got an anime out. I've heard animation's really good, so we need to watch that. Obviously, we're going to watch that with the Game Club pod.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to look out for the collab. Actually, I should say collaboration. Apparently, people hate the word collab. I don't know if you noticed that. Apparently, people just say just finish the word.
I haven't heard, but I'll keep that in mind.
Devil May Cry has got an anime out.
I've seen some stuff about that. It's mostly because apparently the villain is a rabbit.
Yep, that's why I thought we'd be watching that.
Yeah, we will.
You want to watch the Apothecary Diaries?
Yes.
Windbreaker Season 2, which we've talked about a little bit. You've mentioned it a few times.
Need to watch it. Season 1 was good. Good character development, honestly. I can't wait to see more of that.
A ninja and an assassin under one roof. Have you heard anything about this?
I have not.
So the ninja is apparently absolutely useless. Like, she's terrible at being a ninja, but she can actually make bodies disappear with her ninjutsu. Like, she turns them into flowers. And she basically meets an assassin who is like, I need you because you're going to be so useful to me. So it's like two women living under one roof. One's a ninja, one's an assassin. And I think the ninja's just like useless and causes the assassin nothing but trouble. But she needs her because she's really good at hiding bodies. Like, so that's why they're working together. Saw that today. I was like, all right, that's definitely on the list to watch. One Punch Man Season 3 is coming.
Need it.
Want it so badly. And this
need it.
This I heard about like a day ago, and I couldn't be more excited about it, especially after our last head-to-head. There's a new Ghost in the Shell coming out, and it's by Science Saru, and the animation looks it like the manga almost. Like, to give you an idea, I'll show you a picture here in the side chat. Looking at the side chat in this group chat as well is chaos. Look at that picture.
Classic. Wow, they're bringing back... It's the same vibe. Exactly the same vibe.
Yep, it looks really good. Almost looks like if you look at her arm as well, like the technology sticking out, it's almost like cyberpunk style instead of being like futuristic. Like she's like almost steampunk if you look at that arm. Like, it's not a finished tech yet. And yet behind her is the giant huge robot behind her. So I think this could be...
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's... Yeah, the eyes.
This is going to be one, I think it's in next year, 2026 is going to be probably the anime of the year. I think a lot of people will talk about this. It's like the reboot of Ghost in the Shell.
Wait, reboot or just like a new story?
Well, you know what I mean? Like the reboot of the popularity. Like, it's been a while since people have talked about Ghost in the Shell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, except for that goddamn movie that came out with Scarlett Johansson. Which probably pushed this back a few years. Is there any more anime that you're looking forward to or you want to talk about?
Ooh. Nothing off the top of my head. I think we've talked about most of them, if not in this episode, probably a previous.
Have you heard about Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon? Have you heard about that?
I have not.
So I saw this again. TikTok, if it gets banned, we're going to lose most of our information in the world of anime.
Or we're just going to start relying on just the cover art of things and clicking on them on Crunchyroll.
Oh God, no! Please no! I need that information via video format. So a guy gets he's not got like what you consider a great skill. He's in a group of different classes and species of people. His comrades turn on him, of course, as they always do in the end.
Of course they do.
And he's kicked into an abyss where he ends up in the bottom of a dungeon, right? The deepest, darkest part of a dungeon. You may have noticed a theme of animes have done this.
I think there's an actual, like, I think there's a subgenre.
Failure Frame,
like,
that one. A lot of these had this thing where this has happened to people.
Is it wrong to meet girls in a dungeon?
Yeah,
I think that's
maybe. No, the other one as well. The guy with the guns and can make guns. I forget the name.
I think that's the one. Is he the same guy that also like just like has a harem and is driving around all of his harem in
that's not how to pick up girls though. How to pick up girls. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? I think it's got like 5 seasons. That one is different.
Oh,
but the characters may look alike. One's got a goddess and one hasn't.
Oh, yeah.
It's just how we know. But basically, he's got like a gacha skill. It's called unlimited gacha, where it usually just brings up absolute junk. But when he's in the dungeon, it brings up a gorgeous level 9999 fighter in a maid outfit. Of course it does. It's a harem anime about a guy in a dungeon, and it's basically a revenge story in the end.
Fantastic.
I think you'll enjoy it. It's very... I don't know. If you look in the side chat again, this is the picture of the main character. He has clear main character hair. Shadow, from Eminence hair, Solo Leveling hair. You've seen it all. And again,
early Eminence and Shadow. Yep.
And here's the maid, clear, classic anime maid, long black hair. Yep, it's guy's head down.
Just all of the ribbons. Yeah.
But I've seen some like TikTok, where they show you the book in frames and like with voiceovers, and from that to the anime, I think could be really good because it's not like, oh, he's like looking for like, oh, I don't like, he's just gone off and done his own thing, and then they're like, oh, we made a mistake. It's about getting revenge. This is straight up revenge. Like he builds like a base army and then goes after these people.
So failure frame, but better.
Yeah, failure frame is.
It's a low bar. It's a really low bar.
You couldn't get a more perfect name for a shitty anime. But anyway, that's it. That's everything. Obviously,
I'm glad I made you watch it.
I'm so mad we watched all of it. Obviously, no head-to-head this week, this month, or this episode. I don't know how we're going to say it, but we just wanted to talk about a few things. Sorry, there's no head-to-head this month, but next time we have one. And
head-to-head.
Head-to-head. And Sky, as you picked the category, do you want to inform the listeners?
Well, so the wheel landed on the wheel landed on slice of life, but we kind of went more into a slice of life rug pull kind of genre. So I chose Sakamoto Days because it starts off
classic slice of life.
Classic slice of life. Yeah. Well, you kind of it presents itself as being the life of an assassin after he was an assassin. But not
retired
really.
Assassin.
I could have said that in so many words, right? And then there's yours.
Yeah, mine's I see you've written here the farming one.
I can never remember the name of it. I'm sorry.
A farming life in another universe, I believe is the name. It's again a guy gets isekai'd, and it's a day-to-day, like almost like Minecraft, like just living in a world, like creating like day-to-day, but things get a little crazy with obviously being in another world with dragons and vampires and stuff.
And it turns into a harem.
Not really. It turns they want a harem, but he's like, no, girl, get away from me.
And yet, who lives on his farm with him?
Everyone's
almost
girl.
exclusively.
It's exclusively girl. But we're going to talk about that next time. So hopefully you'll all stick around and forgive us for another lazy episode. Episode 2 of our lazy episode. If we end up with more lazy eps than actual episodes, I'm going to be a little sad. I'm sure we're going to.
This means we have to watch more anime.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get dragged by the game Club Pod. Like, I'm sure they'll be like, you couldn't be asked to watch anime. Your job is so easy.
We have to watch it for comprehension. I have to engage my brain.
Yeah, and
when watching shows.
With your new job
doesn't make any sense.
Brain drain, and me just being, let's be honest, lazy.
I've taken a nap after basically every shift. I'm surprised I'm still awake right now.
Yeah, I had to force you to record this. And I've got to edit it now before we've got actual IRL things to do. So, thanks everyone for listening. Sorry again.
Don't apologize. They're the ones listening. They made it this far.
If you made it this far, you just like wasted an hour. I'm so sorry. Like, you could have done anything. You could have like learnt maybe a new language, maybe.
In an hour?
I don't know. You could learn English. It's easy.
we're helping somebody cook right now.
Yeah, if you're on the toilet, or if you were cooking, or maybe you were driving. Sorry. You could have done so much more of your time.
I'm not apologizing. I had fun.
Apologize to our fans.
Never. They're our fans. What are we apologizing for? They're here for a reason.
Probably cut all this out. But anyway, all right. Do you want to say bye to everyone, Sky?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Find us on the Dibbly Doos.
Oh, yeah, find us on the Dibbly Doos. We're not going to say the names, though. We're just going to say find us on the Dibbly Doos.
We'll put it in the
Truly,
description. It's fine.
truly a lazy episode. All right.
I'm hungry. I need dinner. Bye.
The Dibbly Doos. The man said Dibbly Doos.